folks. Welcome back. Welcome here for the first time if you're new. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I do non-pop country music reactions. Could be bluegrass, could be Cajun, could be Western. Texas, the music on the Texas scene, Red Dirt, of course, but it's non-pop stuff. So I am doing a gift request of Randy Travis, The Storms of Life, and I haven't reacted to this one. So Roger Smith made a gift to the channel for me to get this one done, and I'm getting it done. Thank you, Roger, for this. And no, I checked my records and I haven't done this one, and I don't think I know the song even. So this is a reaction to the one and only Randy Travis. Here we go. Oh, I didn't expect it to start that way. Up tempo.
There's a dirty piece of cardboard that reads Montgomery Ward, taped across the window of my old Ford. A six-pack on the front seat and a box of chicken wings. I'm dialing across the radio for a song that I can sing. I better change my wandering ways. I know I've seen my better days, always getting high when I get low. Well, I left my soul out in the rain. Lord, what a price I've had to pay. Storms of life are washing me away.
Fascinating.
An old mail pouch, tobacco sign, fading on the barn, bringing back sweet memories of Mama's farm. When love was just a country girl that lived on down the road. You know, she almost had me turned around, but that was years ago. I better change my wandering ways. I know I've seen my better days, always getting high when I get low. Well, I left my soul out in the rain. Lord, what a price I've had to pay. Storms of life are washing me away. Yeah, the storms of life are washing me away.
Yeah, they may be, but he's riding that wave because he even said he's got to change his ways. All right, somebody's got to explain what the Montgomery Ward cardboard sign on in the truck dashboard or something was about. What's that a reference to? I'm like, how does that connect to this? I don't know. I mean, he's got a six-pack there, but he's making the wrong choices. A woman almost turned him around. And initially I was like, in what context? But it meant turned his life around. But I guess he left her and then just went on wandering around. But he's creating the storms of life in this situation. There are storms of life. Stuff happens to us that just suck, that we didn't have anything to do with. And that's just life in this world. There's a risk to life, an inherent risk to life. You're alive, there's a risk you might not be at some point, or you get injured or hurt emotionally, physically, mentally, however you want to categorize it. But this is one of those songs where life is about habits. It is. I mean, Aristotle, I think, was the first person who really emphasized that, where he talked about, of course, when you study philosophy, one of the things you study is like, what constitutes virtue? What is virtue? What is the good life? What is happiness? What is a person? You look at all these different arguments for things, and Aristotle said virtue essentially is this. We're imperfect as people, right? And We identify some character trait, some way of being that we want to be, but it isn't second nature to us yet. We think about it, we contemplate it, we gradually change our behavior. And when it becomes so habitualized, our behavior, that we no longer even have to think about how we're going to respond in a given situation, thus it becomes second natured, that's when we become virtuous in that area. That's kind of like it in a nutshell. And that just bespeaks habit. Make habits of things so they become automatic responses. And then you've actually sort of like imbibed the archetype. But I won't go off the rail. But that's this. He's wandering. He has no habits. His habit is wandering, yes, but he doesn't have any other thing necessarily that roots him. And the woman that he left may have done that for him. In some way, she absolutely would have. And as a man, I can attest that even though I'm divorced, that my first wife, absolutely, I had to make changes. And they were good changes I made. Some of them I gave up a little too much of myself. But, you know, we all have our things in life. You know, you've got to find life is about balance as well, too. But in this case, he could have been changed. And by her, possibly in some really good ways. But now he's a wanderer. So Roger Smith, that was a really good song. I mean, Randy just has that voice. I mean, it's just, you know it when you hear it, and he hits that deeper, and then he comes back. The instrumentation was gorgeous, and the message was, you know, you could just follow along with the story and maybe even plug yourself into it at various times in life. I know I could, and I did. So, all right, I'm going to rate this song. And the number that popped into my head was a 9.1. It was just a song that told a story, and I was locked in the whole time to this story. I didn't have to guess, but I could plug myself into it, and that adds that additional colorization that we like. Most of us like when we hear a song, like, oh, I can relate to that because this is my story too, at least in part. So, Roger, thank you for that. We have a philosophy. We had Aristotle in this one. I was going to bring Plato's World of the Forms into it, but I left that out. But those are the archetypes of perfection and Plato's ideas. But nonetheless, we had that. We had Randy. We had just beauty. So there it is. Okay, folks. Thank Roger for that one. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.